Would you be buying Bitcoin now?
No, you know that answer. You know that answer. Now, again, just like,
What you're thinking?
well, just number one. So number one, we're heading into uncharted territories with the Fed not participating in the potential recovery or even into the recession of helping be via printing money, right? So that is a whole new ball game for crypto. And I think honestly, the recession, the stock market is going to be the main driver, unfortunately, for Bitcoin, where it's de-risking, right? So I think we have a major downside move coming in the stock market. And I just don't think that, I think you'll get it cheaper. And again, just like Paul Tudor Jones, I'm a huge long-term bull. But again, why would I buy here if I think I can get it cheaper?
Bitcoin, BTC, continued its slightly downward consolidation on Tuesday, slipping just below $27,000 as investors kept close attention on the debt ceiling negotiations in Washington. The largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization was recently trading at $26,950, down roughly 1.3% for the day, according to CoinDesk data. Over the past 24 hours, BTC's price has been range-bound between $26,800, $27,400. Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In today's video, Gareth Soloway shares his analysis of the markets for May. Also, he talks about the banking crisis and the future of crypto and stocks.
Yeah, so anything below that neckline, that's bearish. If you reclaim the neckline, it comes into neutral. And then if you get above the 30,500, it becomes bullish. So as a technical trader, there are ranges. There's neutral ranges, there's bearish, and there's bullish ranges. Right now, as long as we remain below that trend line, it's a bearish signal here. So what you do is you take the highest point of that head and you drop a straight plumb line to the neckline, and that's a move of 4,165. And then per the break point, you would drop that same amount down, 4165, and that's again how you calculate to a T the target where this would go. Now, what's interesting here is if we look at a trend line such as this, look at what that's coming right up into, right? So wow. I love this. As a technician, I love when I see trend lines match up with other technical factors, because what that does is it gives me an opportunity to play Bitcoin for a long trade there. And I think that's important, is I always look at long-term maxis in Bitcoin or crypto. They have these boots on made of cement, right? They can't move. I'm nimble. I'm jumping around. I'm going long. I'm going short. I'm short now via my service from near 30,000, and we're in the money, right? And then I'll cover and I'll go long at the right level. But it's all about just letting the chart speak to me.
While Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned that the U.S. is projected to breach the debt limit as early as June 1st and said a default could lead to a recession, several analysts believe a resolution to the debt ceiling issue could potentially buoy Bitcoin.
A U.S. default would generate an economic and financial catastrophe. Over the past few years, American families and businesses, including many of yours, have worked hard to mount an historic economic recovery. And a default would reverse all of the hard-earned progress that we've made, and it would set us back even further. Our economy would suddenly find itself in an unprecedented economic and financial storm. Millions of American families that rely on payments for the federal government would likely go unpaid, and that ranges from 66 million Social Security beneficiaries to millions of veterans and military families who have served our country honorably. A default could cause widespread suffering as Americans lose the income they need to get by, and the resulting income shock could lead to a recession that destroys many American jobs and businesses.
The current macroeconomic situation is, in our view, conducive for increased crypto adoption, Joe DePasquale, CEO of crypto fund manager BitBull Capital, told CoinDesk in an email. The debt ceiling getting raised also bodes well for risk assets as market participants seek to secure wealth, he added. Lucas Utumuro, head of research at blockchain analytics firm Into the Block, told CoinDesk that there could certainly be a bid for BTC, whether or not there's a deal on the debt ceiling. Utumuro sees the impact of these negotiations and the ongoing bank crisis as similar. They both highlight the weaknesses of the system and create doubts about their long-term sustainability, thus creating demand for potential alternatives like crypto.
Yeah, so I still think that if we stay above 30,000, I've said 5 to 7 days, you really want to see consolidation and holding, not just a quick move above. But if we hold above there, then I do think the low is in at 15.7. Doesn't mean we're not going to pull back to 20,000 during the cycle, right? It just means that at that point, I think the probabilities are that you have a low in the bear market, right? So short term, we know we hit a triple top on gold. Technicals signal that triple tops get small pullbacks and then usually will break out to the upside. So double tops, you can see here was your first hit, here was your double top. Double tops get big pullbacks, triple tops usually get shallow pullbacks. I still think there's a little bit near-term downside on gold to about 1925, give or take a little bit. But then my guess is you're going to break out to the upside, and I still have a $2,300 price target year-end on gold.
Crypto prices were dealt another blow with Democrats in the United States legislature seeking to cement the SEC's authority over crypto, which may mean most tokens are classified as securities. According to Gensler's view, even network nodes are in violation of securities laws, saying financial intermediaries in the middle, nodes in the network, and they need to come into compliance if they've got securities on their platforms. The cryptocurrency industry and regulators have a long history of not getting along either due to various misconceptions or mistrust over the actual use case of digital assets. After the FTX implosion and banking crisis, which affected some banks that had crypto on the books, some feel U.S. lawmakers are angry with the crypto industry.
Yeah, so I happen to agree with that, and I think gold, for instance, is the one safe haven. Like, as much as I think Bitcoin to me is like the son of gold, meaning like it's the adolescent of gold. Eventually it matures into being an adult and becomes the digital gold. It's just not there right now. Right now it's still very volatile. There's lots of emotion in it. It's not a pure safe haven asset. It's more of a risk asset. So if we see the stock market decline, Bitcoin's going to decline. Gold should actually move up for me, at least in this scenario. I think a lot of that is just a safe haven. It becomes the place to go when nothing else looks good out there, including real estate.
So you don't think that if we get a recession, people are going to sell off all their gold, which is what he's saying.
Yeah, so I don't think so. I think they would if the Fed was dropping rates aggressively. But again, I don't see that happening. I see inflation remaining elevated, not seriously elevated, but like 3% elevated for the foreseeable future for the next couple of years. And as long as the Fed can't drop rates, the economy is going to get very, very scary for people because they can't come to the rescue of the market, and therefore gold probably goes higher. Yeah, so I mean, I agree with the not buying Bitcoin thing. I'm still struggling with him thinking that inflation is going to get back to a normalized 2% or less level. And I think that's where we differ just a little bit. If that happens, then you're right. Then the Fed can come out and do what they got to do, and gold probably doesn't become a major asset to the upside. By the way, I think eventually gold is inconsequential, but we're talking a decade away when Bitcoin finally matures into that digital asset. If I had the choice between gold and Bitcoin, I'm buying Bitcoin every time if it's equal to gold, if it behaves the same as gold, because I can move it a lot quicker than I can with gold. So again, it's an interesting hypothesis, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
So what are your thoughts? Is it a good time to buy Bitcoin? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.